Hi, you're watching Jedi Heart Tricks, the third of a six-part video series that explores the question, does new and emerging science support social justice and community organizing? I'm Zainab Amadahi, author of Wielding the Force, The Science of Social Justice, which comes with the warning that this book may cause an outbreak of healthy, sustainable communities, which is my hope. My new book, Ways of Wielding, 13 Exercises in Collective Care and Effectiveness, is now out, and you can find more information, some of which is absolutely free, on my website at www.swallowsongs.com. This video series introduces and discusses a few of the ideas that I explore in my writings, which look at how some hard science findings have significant implications for activism, community organizing, collective self-care, and so much more. This episode examines the role of the heart organ in the mind-body connection and its relevance to social justice. And we're going to answer the question that I left you with in the last video: is it possible to feel anger and love at the same time? So when I studied medical technology back in the late 1970s, giving my age away, I was told that the brain was pretty much the body's control center. But the truth is, if you were to map out how communication operates in the body, you'd actually end up with something that looked more like a three-dimensional spider web, hence the spider web on my book cover. Cells all over your body communicate with each other in numerous ways, including through molecules that circulate in your bloodstream and electrical impulses that are carried by your nervous system. The heart also receives messages from and delivers messages to all parts of the body, and as it turns out, more messages are sent from the heart to the brain than the other way around. So your heart plays a huge role in directing and coordinating activities in the body. Now, one of the ways that your heart communicates is through the rhythm of its beats. Different rhythms send different messages to the brain, for example. The Institute of Heart Math has been doing a lot of work on the mind-body relationship. There is a link below to their website where you'll find accredited scientists sharing peer-reviewed research, on this issue. It's some of it's in plain, most of it's in plain language, easy to understand video formats, and so on. But researchers at the Institute have been studying something called heart rate variability, which is about measuring the interval between heartbeats and its relationship to our thoughts, feelings, and body processes. What they found out is this remarkable relationship between emotions, heart rate, and brain activity, and even the electromagnetic fields that we radiate. And they all have implications for our well-being and our interactions with each other. In this video, though, we're just going to look at the well-being piece, and in a follow-up video, we'll look at interactions through that EM field. But encoded in every heartbeat is emotional information, responses to our environment or our perceived environment. Electrical signals from the heartbeat inform the brain of what's going on in your body, and the brain reacts. It used to be thought that emotions were formed in the brain, but the new science indicates that they actually result from an interaction between your heart and your brain and other parts of your body. In any case, the heart rate patterns of people in a state of stress are, as you can see from the slide, irregular, chaotic, or the term that's used is incoherent. And this slide is only a representation. You're going to see actual test results from real-life volunteers posted on the HeartMath site. But I don't have access to that material, so here's an artistic representation by Leith Martin, my son. Anyway, this incoherent heart rate signals the brain to ensure that your body secretes cortisol, adrenaline, and other hormones, ensures that your body ramps up respiration and sends extra blood to your large muscle groups and sensory organs at the expense of the higher thinking centers of your brain. But this is exactly what you want when you're in a dangerous situation and may have to run to stay safe or defend yourself from danger. But you don't want to live your life in a state of stress. Nor do you want to be triggered into a stressful state when you don't need to be, when you're not in danger and there are no threats. Now, you noticed in the first video of the series, we did an exercise, and in this exercise, you were able to call up a stress reaction through a memory. You put yourself into a stressful state even though you weren't actually facing any dangers or threats. We do that all the time. As far as we know, we're the only life form on the planet that does do that, but we do that. So recalling a time when you were under stress in the past can trigger a stress reaction in the now. Even imagining or fantasizing that a situation that generates anger, fear, hate, grief, depression, and so on also generates the stress response. So imagination generates the stress response. What researchers can generate the stress response. What researchers at the Institute of Heart Math have found is that, and listen, pay attention to this, a mere 5 minutes of stress, being in a state of stress, 5 minutes buys you 6 hours of depressed immunity, high blood pressure, and the biochemistry of stress, such as high cortisol and adrenaline levels. It's certainly not the healthiest state to be in over the long term. And the long-term consequences of stress include less capacity to think clearly, less efficiency in decision-making, less ability to communicate clearly, reduced physical coordination, higher risk of disease, increased risk of high blood pressure, and on it goes. So this is an established fact. It's well accepted in the medical sector. So if stress can harm the body, what do you think the opposite of stress might do? And here we have a multiple choice question. Happiness and optimism makes a difference to your problem-solving abilities, energy level, creativity, or all of the above. And the answer will be obvious in a moment if it's not already. The opposite of incoherence is, of course, coherence, and that's represented in this slide, the heart rate variability of someone experiencing gratitude. And you'll see it's quite different from the previous slide on anger. And again, this is just a representation. It's not an actual test result. But again, according to Heart Math, HRV coherence is significantly better for you than incoherence, and it's even better than relaxation. HRV coherence corresponds with the best states of health and is an indicator of longevity and physical well-being. Heart rate variability coherence is triggered by positive or pleasant emotional states such as gratitude, appreciation, generosity, love. Even compassion can put you into a coherent state. So just as with incoherence, HRV coherence can be achieved through fantasies, memories, or any thoughts, basically, that elicit feelings of generosity, gratitude, appreciation, love, forgiveness, and other so-called positive emotions. While you're in HRV coherence, calming molecules flood your bloodstream. We can quickly take a look at 3 of these here. For the sake of time, we're just going to look at DHEA, oxytocin, and nitrous oxide. DHEA is a hormone produced by the adrenal glands, and it's essential to the production of steroids such as testosterone and estrogen. It's credited with functions such as slowing down or reversing the aging process, enhancing athletic performance, preventing Alzheimer's, improving libido, fighting fatigue, and enhancing health in people with HIV/AIDS. It has also been known to relieve unpleasant menstrual symptoms, address erectile dysfunction, stay osteoporosis, and stimulate the immune system. In addition, DHEA plays a role in regulating blood cortisol levels, which counters the stress reaction while promoting fat loss and muscle development. Another hormone that's found in your blood when you're in a state of coherence is oxytocin. Oxytocin has been called the love hormone, the bonding molecule, the cuddle hormone. It influences our ability to bond with others. In fact, oxytocin levels in the blood will predict attachment behaviors. So the higher the level, the stronger the attachment. The hormone is associated with both labor and breastfeeding, promoting mother-child bonding, but it also regulates feelings of connection and the capacity to bond for all of us, for both men and women. In general, oxytocin promotes feelings of connection, trust, and general well-being. It also lowers blood pressure and cortisol levels, again, helping to counter the stress reaction. It decreases fear and even accelerates the healing of physical wounds. Nitrous oxide, again, present in your body when you're in a positive, optimistic, emotional state, is often referred to as laughing gas. It has a role in both male and female orgasm. Overall, the more nitrous oxide that you have in your bloodstream, the healthier you are and the better you feel. The better you feel, the more nitrous oxide your body produces, and you get an upward spiraling effect. Nitrous oxide has a further role in connecting your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, resulting in higher levels of self-awareness and body-mind connectivity. So, for example, the placebo effect that we covered in a previous video is more likely to occur if you have high blood levels of nitrous oxide. It's been noted that the placebo effect is more likely to impact people who feel connected, loved, and cared for. Again, the better you feel, the stronger the mind-body connection. The stronger your mind-body connection, the better you feel. So you can spiral upward with feeling good, just as much as you can spiral downward with stress. Research tells us, again, this is from Heart Math, so pay attention, 5 minutes of HRV coherence buys you up to 5 hours of enhanced immunity, healthful biochemistry, optimum healing, as well as enhanced capacity to exercise and sleep better. So 5 minutes of focusing your thoughts in a way that generates feelings of compassion, gratitude, appreciation, optimism, hope, and generosity promotes well-being. This is true so long as you're not stressing yourself out to cultivate these feelings, right? So you don't want to be repressing or denying feelings because all you're going to get then is the stress response. Other studies on the advantages of cultivating feelings of gratitude also conclude that there are mental benefits such as greater alertness, focus, and concentration. On this note, let's just get back to the question that we started with. Is it possible to feel anger and love at the same time? From the science perspective, the answer is no. Love and anger are two very distinct, incompatible physiological states, completely different biochemistries, heart rhythms, and brain activities. Now, I know a lot of people will maintain that they can feel love and anger at the same time. You can love your family while hating war. You can be angry at injustice and have fun with your kids. But to respond to this, I just want us to take a look at this, just put the science aside for a moment, and think about the difference between an emotion and the idea of a temperament. An emotion is a temporary reaction to something external. The temperament is a consistent underlying feeling that you carry around with you in life. A temperament is kind of like an emotional set point. The temperament is a general way of experiencing life that is cultivated over time, and it can be cultivated consciously or unconsciously. Now, emotions and temperament are both feelings, but our language, at least in English, doesn't always recognize the difference between emotions and temperament. So again, if you think about the difference between being angry and feeling angry implies we're in a temporary state responding to something external. Often it can be a healthy reaction, sometimes not so much. As we saw, we can imagine things that make us angry, or we have memories of things. You can feel a passing moment of anger when you see that someone posted, for example, a hate message on your Facebook page or something. Being angry now is about experiencing a constant state of anger which underlies your thoughts and your words and your actions. And this state of anger doesn't depend on external occurrences. It's actually your default state. You may not even necessarily notice that anger is your underlying temperament until you become more aware of what you're feeling in day-to-day situations. But you can be angry in the moment at some external event, and this is healthy, or it can be healthy, but still have this underlying temperament that is loving, peaceful, caring, compassionate, and optimistic, and all those good things. What's more, you can cultivate a temperament over time by being more conscious of your feelings and learning how to manage them so that you can develop so that you can be more resilient to stressful events in your life and the world. So what that means, more resilience, is that you can train your mind and your body to be less bothered, less stressed out by the small stuff, spend less time feeling stressed when something triggers you, and return to your optimistic, peaceful set point quicker. You can spend basically more time overall in a generous, peaceful, compassionate state of being. One strategy for doing that is, and actually there are many strategies, but one strategy towards developing an optimistic temperament is to make a concerted effort regularly, several times a day, to take a moment to appreciate the small stuff, or, just remember the good things in life. The view outside your window, the music you enjoy, the people you love. It's about feeling thankful just because, and consciously remembering to be thankful just because. And while this will make a difference to your personal health, you might wonder why it matters to social justice and community work. If we remember that an optimistic temperament provides you with enhanced physical and mental performance, enhanced creativity, innovative problem solving, improved memory, and enhanced immunity, wouldn't all of that impact our work and make us more effective? Statistically, groups, and individuals too, but statistically groups that cultivate optimism are more likely to achieve their goals. And this is something I explore in more detail in my latest publication, Ways of Wielding. But in sum, cultivating feelings of compassion, gratitude, generosity, forgiveness, love, appreciation, and other optimistic, pro-social states promote social justice, and when practiced collectively, they are social justice. But my case is actually even stronger than that, and we'll see that in upcoming videos. So the next question that I'm going to leave you to ponder for the next video, which is called Jedi Brain Tricks, is true or false, what you think and feel can literally, that is physically, restructure your brain. What you think and feel literally restructures your brain, true or false. Again, I'm Zainab Amadahi, and you can find out more at www.swallowsongs.com. Thank you and bye for now.